Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the channel of General English Learning TK. Okay, today I have one reading text for you to practice reading. Yeah, I focus on the story. The story is that refer to the title, The Princess Daisy. Okay, let's start with me. Let's read with me. The Princess Disease. Jin Hee was a young Korean girl that suffered from Gongjubyeong. It was a terrible disease. It threatened to pass away all of her friends, and her family didn't even want to see her. It was a horrible thing that wasted away at once social life and people tolerant. Literally, it meant the princess Daisy. Jinhee, you see, was a bit conceited. She thought she was a bit better looking than her friends and generally most people that she met. It was, as far as she was concerned, a well-known fact that she dressed better, sang better, and danced better than most people in her school too. She was beautiful, but she was also disliked because people were jealous, right? Call it arrogant, call it conceit. All the students around her called it the Gongchubyong. It was a Korean word. Gongchu means princess and Byong means disease. It was a phrase reserved for people who saw the world way better than everyone else without a real reason. Certainly, there are people who are prettier, smarter, nicer, taller, and more fashionable than others. But when you saw that this meant you and most people didn't agree, they would say you had gone too young unless you were a boy, and then they say Wang Yebyong, which meant the prince disease. So was Jin he justified in believing that she was better than everyone else. She was cute, but not amazingly so. Quite a few of the boys were interested in her, and several of the girls wanted to be her. She dressed well because her family had some money. They were well to do without being filthy rich. She sang well, but not quite well enough to get a lead spot on the chart. Of course, they thought they thought this was because the child coach had cheated her, since the child coach had bad skin and a bad haircut and was jealous of her. Maybe her attitude was the real reason, right? She was in an athletic, but she wasn't the strongest, fastest, or even the best at any other school's events. She also didn't join teams because it put too much of a restriction on her important time. She ran for class president but came in third. She again thought it was because of the haters. After losing, she pretended she just ran for fun and it was no big deal, but to her it was a joke deal. Jinhee also surrounded herself with friends that were less than her in some way. They weren't as pretty, as fashionable, as rich, or something like that, so that she was in some way their superior. This allowed her to be the most important one in their group. She never let them forget it either. Jinhee definitely had the disease. The diagnosis was certain. The treatment was not easy. Stop being so mean and get a little humility. Then things would get better for her. However, once someone caught Dizzy, it was hard to get rid of. Watch out so that you don't catch it. Okay, this time it is finished for the reading trick. The princess disease. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.